Hello, everyone. It's your girl Tay here from Let's Talk Wild, bringing you another Naked and Afraid episode review and recap. This is season 18, episode 9, Schooled by the Jungle. Yes, another episode of Naked and Afraid. It was a long one tonight, but we got through it. Before we get into the episode, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share. Turn on your post notifications so you guys can be notified when I go live. You could support by sending a donation to the Let's Talk Wild PayPal or Venmo account. Everything will be linked in the description. Okay. Make sure you guys comment. I love seeing you guys comment how you guys feel about the episode. We're gonna go through some fan comments. Okay, with the fans were saying about the episode at the end of the recap. Okay, and I will have timestamps for you guys. Y'all know I always look out. Okay, yeah, but I'm gonna try to run through this pretty quickly because the kiddo is sick, so she's coughing. So if y'all hear some coughing, it's just her. She's sick. So I just want to run through this, honey, and do my motherly duties. Okay. So yeah, season 18, episode 9, Schooled by the Jungle. We have Mike and Skye. Let's get into it. So this is a 21 day challenge in the Philippine jungle where they can encounter tarantulas, scorpions, spiders. Y'all know the usual suspects, the venomous snakes like the coral snake and the king cobra. So y'all already know how the Philippines have been giving it up this season. Okay. First up, we have Mike. He's from Maine and he is a wilderness survival instructor. He has been for over 35 years. And at his school, they teach about shelter, water, fire, and food. He's going to put his skills to the test. He's starting off with a PSR of 7.2 out of 10, and he brought a blade he made for the challenge. Next up, we have Skye. She is from Oregon. She is a survival instructor for women. So, yes, come on, two survival instructors. She's starting off with a PSR of 6.8 out of 10, and she brought a blade she made for the challenge. Also, I'm loving how the survival instructor said, listen, we're going to craft our own blades to bring on the challenge. I thought that was pretty cool. They were given a fire starter and a fishing kit. No pot. Another week, no pot, but they have access to a bunch of bamboo. So they'll just have to boil their water in that. Okay. Or whatever they catch to eat, they're going to have to boil it in the bamboo. Okay. You're going to have to improvise. Okay. So let's get into the 21 days. Day one, they meet and they are shocked but relieved that they both are survival instructors. They have to hit out 4 miles to get to their little water source, like a river. They are feeling it, they're dehydrated. And that was one of their concerns. They wasn't dehydrated, but they were feeling like, okay, we don't want to get dehydrated because that can be an issue. But they finally find the river, they find the water, they step in it, and a snake is also enjoying the water. So they decide to stay out of the water and move along to find a better spot to camp. So they find a cave. It looks nice, it's spacious. But yeah, so they don't have a pot. So they have to, get some bamboo to boil their water. Sky finds some small bamboo. She chops it down, fills them with water, and take it back to camp. Mike gathers material to start their fire. Skye is trying to get the fire started with the fire starter, but it just won't catch. Mike has a moment where he has to catch his breath and he says he's tired. Like, sir, already we on day one and trying to get the fire started has, taking you out already. I mean, I guess it was the walk, but still, we was like, okay, come on, survival instructors, get it together, okay? But Sky wants to really get the fire started. So she's going out, she's trying to find some tinder to start the fire, but she said everything was damp because it was so humid. But she took what she could get. Okay, she goes back to camp and they try to get the fire started again, and this time success. They boil and drink their water, and Mike starts to feel better. They gather some palm leaves and use them as bedding inside the cave. Night one, they said they needed more bedding. It looked like they needed more bedding. They might as well should have just been sleeping on the ground, because that little bit of bedding, it's like, y'all got to get it together. Day two, they want to focus on eating some food. Skye finds a millipede to use as bait for fishing. She sees some big ripples in the water and she wants to know what it is. She sees what she said was a 12-foot snake swimming towards her. She said it was 12 feet. And she decides, she won't be setting up her fishing lines. She's goes back to camp. She tells Mike all about it. He says, he's gonna make a spear. Skye is hesitant about Mike trying to catch a snake, but Mike says, like, look, if I catch it, will you eat it? And she was like, yeah. So we was just like, okay, girl, like, you'll be all right. Hazy Ox, thanks for tuning in. But it's like, girl, you hesitant, but if he catch it, you won't eat it. Yeah. But he didn't find it. He made a spear. He went down to the bank, went down to the water, honey. He didn't find it. Day 5, we did a little day skip. Skye didn't sleep well because the bedding for the cave isn't good. She heads out and finds 2 nice sized snails. They don't have a pot to cook, so Mike makes a clay wrap to cook them in. So he took some clay, wrapped them up in a clay honey, put it on a fire, and he said, the snails were good. I love the skills that Mike was showing, but we'll get to that in my final thoughts, okay? Night 5, the rain and cold has come. Y'all already know Mother Nature. Y'all can't be out here in the jungle without a little bit of rain and temperature drop. They are protected because of the cave, but Skye wants to try to fix the fire. And come to find out, they didn't have that much wood left, but they made it through the night. Day 6, they are both tired, but they head out to set up some snares and traps. Mike is still on the hunt for the 12-foot snake. He makes a snake loop snare. It really looked impressive, and Mike said he wouldn't care if he caught a rat. Meat is meat. Skye sets some fishing lines out. She collects some more leaves for bedding, but then she, you know, feels a wave of nausea. Yeah. So Mike tells her that she has to listen to what her body is telling her. She's not sure what has started this nausea, but she starts gagging. She is holding it down for dear life, y'all, like fighting the urge to vomit really, really hard. But she's getting pissed off because she doesn't want to vomit. Mike wants to help her, so he heads out to try to get her some food. He sets up another snare trap. Day 9, Mike goes to check his traps, nothing. So he starts making a fish basket trap. Skye's feeling a little bit better. She goes searching for snails, but she's really tired and the nausea is still giving her issues. She's pissed off because she doesn't want to be laying around. She wants to be doing stuff. She gets emotional. She says, even though it's frustrating, she's thankful. This will help her so she can pour back into the community. I think that was a very wise thing for her to say. I wasn't expecting her to say such a wise thing. And even though she was going what she was going through, what she was going through, she still tried to be positive about it. But she didn't find any snails, so she heads back to camp, and Mike is very concerned for her and he's worried. Day 10, Skye is still tired and nauseous. She doesn't want to drink water because she doesn't want to throw it up, but at the same time, she doesn't want to be dehydrated, so she has to drink water. So it's just all messed up for her. Mike tells her not to quit the challenge and shows her support and gives her some encouraging words. Skye lets him know that she appreciates him, just giving her that encouragement. Day 11, Mike finishes the fish basket and goes to set it up in the water. Skye feels much better, but she is very, very thirsty. She wants some of the water that's on the fire. She said it wasn't simmering. Okay. No, she said it was simmering. Hold up. Correct. Rewind. She said it was simmering. It was not boiling water, but she was thirsty, so she drinks. Do y'all think that this water is going to take her out? Let me know right now. Like, how do y'all feel about this next chain of events that's ready to happen? She drank 3 bamboo filled water containers, cups, whatever y'all, bamboo cups, water containers, whatever you want to call them. And during her jungle confessional, she started to have cramps. The producer tells her, we're almost done with this, but she can't handle the pain. Like, she has to sit down on the ground. She's having sharp pains. So the medic is called in. She says the pain level changes from 5 to 10, and the medic checks her temperature. She has a 100.3 fever. So Mike comes back to camp. He is looking very concerned. He like, wait, what? The medic here? What is going on? And the medic goes to talk to the doctor about her symptoms. Skye, says she wants to sleep it off. Like, just help me stand up, Mike. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna show that the medic that I'm okay. I just need this. I just drank the water too fast. I need to just, sleep it off, because she does not want to be medically tapped out, right? Mike gets emotional because he's telling her he doesn't want her to lose her, but she's not doing well. He's like being honest with her. Like, yeah, I don't want to lose my partner, but you're not doing well. The medic comes back and medically taps her. Skye is begging. When I tell y'all she's begging, she is begging to stay. She's crying really bad. They carry her out on a stretcher, and she tells Mike to finish the challenge and that she's so sorry. She was treated for an intestinal infection. She went back home, and they said she was recovering, doing well. Okay, so woo, that is a lot. But Mike is now naked and afraid and alone. Day 12, Mike checks the fish basket. Nothing. He gathers firewood. He says it's hard doing everything alone. He's just, he's just collecting the firewood. He's trying to do everything. He's like, it's just hard not having Skye here and me doing everything. He's lying in a cave, minding his business. When he hears a snake moving around, he jumps up and follows the sound into the jungle, but then it stops. So he figured the snake heard him following it. So yeah, do the snakes have it out for Mike? They might have heard you, Mike, when you said you was going go hunting with that spear. He said, oh, you gonna hunt me with the spear? I'm going to hunt you. Day 13, Mike says the snakes are dangerous. So he is going to he's going to go back to trying to catch some fish. He checks the fish basket, no fish, more leaves. Day 15, Mike checks out some rock formations, hoping to catch a lizard, but he finds a viper tree snake instead. He kills it with his blade and uses it as a bait to fish with. Day 16, he goes back to check the fishing lines. The bait is stripped from all 4 lines and no fish still. He goes to check the fish basket, still nothing. He's disappointed with his performance. Okay. Woo. Night 13, Mike wakes up because a cobra has slithered its way in front of the cave. He says he feels that the snake is stalking him, is hunting him. And he gets some firewood to put around, to try to protect himself just in case the snake makes its way in. Day 20, Mike isn't fooling with the snake, so he packs up and starts his 5-mile extraction trek early. The rocky terrain is proven to be an issue because he's tripping and he has sore feet. He sets up camp 3 miles from his extraction site. He gets a fire started and boils some water. No real shelter. He's just laying on the ground. Just Mike just winging it. He says just one more night. I ain't setting nothing. I'm not going to use no energy to try to set up no real shelter, honey. I'm getting out of here tomorrow. Day 21, extraction day. He wakes up and he notices a blister on one of his feet, but that won't stop him from getting to extraction. He hits out and he's in pain. Every step he takes, is just some issues. He's tired, he's in pain, but he has to keep going. He finally makes it to the extraction site, and a car comes to pick him up. So congrats to Mike. He has completed the Naked and Afraid 21-day challenge in the jungles of the Philippines. Let's give a PSR update, and I'm gonna give my final thoughts, and we are gonna go into some of the fan comments, what they had to say about this episode. So PSR updates. Skye has no PSR update because she didn't finish the challenge. This is a new thing. They used to, give them a PSR drop if they didn't complete the challenge, but recently they just ain't been giving them a PSR update at all if you don't complete. But Mike lost 43 pounds and his PSR went from a 7.2 to a 7.8. I agree with that. Now let's get into my final thoughts. Okay. Mike was showing lots of skills. Even though like they wasn't working, honey, he was showing step by step, like setting up the snares and doing all of that. And he was just showing the steps. And I really love that. And I think that just came naturally to him because he is a survival instructor. So I enjoyed it. But it was crazy how Mike wanted to hunt the snake, right? But then he ended up feeling like the snake was hunting him. That's why I said, honey, the snakes heard, they was listening. They said, "Oh, you gonna hunt us? Oh no, we're gonna hunt you, Mike. You got it twisted. This is our home, not yours. You're visiting, okay? You're visiting. They grew here, you flew there, okay?" He made a nice little backpack when he was moving to the other areas to get closer to extraction, but he should have made shoes. And some of the fans agreed, like he should have made, some type of protection for his feet. But he did say the jungle schooled him, and I'm glad that he admitted that, because no matter how much survival training you have, when you get out there with Mother Nature for real, out of your elements, it can that schooling it'll help you survive, but you ain't gonna conquer it like you think you are. So yeah. But I will say it broke my heart watching Skye beg to stay. This is the second episode that has made me cry. Second or third episode that has made me cry. Season 18 has made me cry a lot. And it's rare that I cry during a Naked and Afraid episode. But it broke my heart watching her beg to stay. It was clear this was something she wanted to complete really badly. But at the same time, she knew better. She knew not to drink that water. She said it was simmering, it wasn't boiling. You shouldn't have drunk it. You knew better. You knew better, you do better. So it was like a shock to us to see her take that chance, being that she's a survival instructor. Like, that was crazy. Now let's get into the fan comments. So the fans on X, okay, make sure you guys come over on Sundays and come, chat with us. X, formerly known as Twitter, come over there and talk to us while we watch the episode. The fans was saying that Skye was a survival specialist, but she sabotaged herself by drinking that water, and it wasn't fully boiled. They said she was annoying. They wanted her to leave. And that overall they did not enjoy this episode. They didn't like this episode. They were saying that it was the survivalists were not up to par. And just they couldn't believe that survival instructors didn't give us a better episode. But I will say, listen, it takes guts to go out there. I don't care. I don't care if the episode was a little boring, Um, and when is the episodes are boring like that, I really look for the fans. Like, I be laughing with the fans on social media. We be leaving comments. We be, just having that conversation. So when it's episodes that's not too much going on, yeah, I interact with y'all. So, and that's what I like to do, talk to you guys about this episode and all the episodes, the recaps, but yeah, I think this episode shouldn't have been this long. Once again, the people been complaining about how long these episodes been, honey, from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's like this episode could have been from 8 to 9. It could have been. Like, we don't need 2 hours. And I know they just want to probably fill up that slot because they have that slot. If they don't air 2 episodes, from 8 to 9, then 9 to 10, they usually have a long episode that's from 8 to 10. But it's like, we don't need it, y'all. We don't need these long episodes, especially when it's really not nothing going on. Like, they barely making it. So that's my thoughts. I'm still happy for Mike that he completed the challenge. I hope Skye's doing well. And just keep doing y'all, okay? Don't let this knock you down. Keep on surviving, okay? You guys let me know how you feel about the episode. Leave a comment. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you think it was boring? Did you like the Survivalist? Let me know. Leave a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share. You guys can send a donation to the Let's Talk Wild Venmo or PayPal. The links will be in the description box. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And just going over this episode. I will be doing reviews and recaps of Naked and Afraid Last One Standing. They announced the date, which will be May 18th. I believe. So, we'll be still on our Naked and Afraid reviews and recaps, even when season 18, the regular season is over with. Okay. But I hope you guys join me. This week coming up, we got some animal news. Got to get back into the animal news. Just get back in the full swing of things. I'm gonna leave timestamps for you guys so you guys can click and watch this. If you guys gotta leave, gotta come back, you know where you'll be at because I'll have the timestamps. Okay, bars. But y'all already know, from the real world to the wild and back. Keep surviving. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.